Hey guys, and welcome to Gwent, the Witcher card game. My name is Jaggerus, and today I have a super fun Northern Realms deck for you guys. And that is the Henselt GFI deck, or Golden Fucking Infantry deck. And it's one that I really enjoy playing, though I'm not entirely sure how good it is in the rank ladder. I mean, I think compared to the kind of rank ladder staples like the discards and the Radovid controls and the Scoia'tael decks, like Northern Realms is maybe a little bit lacking, but this deck is really fun to play, and I think finding fun decks is also important for when, you get sick of just constantly discarding all your cards. So this is the GFI deck. It's kind of like the next step from my beginner Northern Realms deck, in that, we're utilizing Poor Infantry again, but instead of buffing them loads, we're going to turn them all into gold. So you need Henselt for this deck because of his leader ability. Convert all units in one of your rows to gold until removed from the battlefield or the round ends. Because this deck is all about making your cards gold, and then once you have gold cards, it buffs your siege towers, and then you have buff siege towers, and then with Margarita and stuff, there's all sorts of little combos. So we'll get into that. But first I want to go through the gold cards that we're running, and kind of talk a little bit about those. So we've got Igni, destroy the strongest non-gold unit on the opposite row if that row totals 20 or more strength. This is one of the legendary cards I think you should craft, like, as soon as possible. It fits in every deck, and it's always, well, or 99% of the time, you get a huge amount of value out of it, not just the full value that it gives, because it destroys the strongest cards in a row. If you don't have this, then you could always run our good friend Gerald, or Geralt, that standard gold card. Northern Realm faction ability, +2 for every gold card, so this is actually a 14. It fits quite nicely in the deck. And then we have Triss. She is another highly rated gold card. Again, neutral fits in every deck. So these two are pretty nice legendaries to have. Remove 4 strength from any unit. And again, if you don't have her, you could always run Ciri, for example. Return to your hand if you lose the round. I mean, she's 8 base strength with a kind of way of gaining card advantage. So yeah, definitely something that you could run into this deck. We have Shani. Shani is a key card in this deck because resurrection is so important, and targeted resurrection is really nice because effectively you're going to be playing the reinforced siege towers and the infantry and making them all gold, and then you want to resurrect them and kind of do it again to win the next round. So that's why Shani is really important. She also turns the card she resurrects gold, which is really nice because it then becomes harder to remove. And then we have Yennefer the Conjurer, which I put in all of my decks these days because it's just such a strong card. And for a purple, again, this is one of those ones that I recommend you craft. If you're going to craft a purple, Yennefer is a really nice gold card. Moving on to our silver cards. One legendary silver, we have Decoy. Decoy you get for free at level 20. If you don't have Decoy, you can easily run something like Scorch in this deck, prize-winning Cow, for example, just to give yourself a little bit of strength. But Decoy is really nice because you can use it to replay Priscilla and Naneki, or even, a Poor Infantry, because when you play a Poor Infantry, it spawns 2 more Poor Infantry. So if you decoy a Poor Infantry, you actually get 3 of them. So Decoy, really nice card. We have Dimmeritian Bomb. I like Dimmeritian Bomb. You could run Scorch in its place. Either really kind of works. It really depends what you prefer, but this is nice to remove, buffs. And with the consume monsters being so prevalent, Dimmeritian Bomb is a nice counter for that. We have Reinforcement. Play all instances from your deck of a bronze unit on your side of the battlefield. So you can use this to draw out your Poor Infantry. You can use this to draw out more medics if you want to resurrect more, towers or infantry. You can use this to maybe draw out your Reaver Scouts and then use those to replay other units. It's just a very useful card in this deck, and allows you to kind of find the cards that you need. Then, in terms of silvers, we have Priscilla. Draw 2 non-gold cards, play 1, and randomly place the other one in your deck. So this is really nice because it gives you a choice. Basically, you draw 2 cards, and then you get to pick which one you play. And with Decoy, you can replay her. So if you haven't found, your Reaver Scout or your Siege Tower, sorry, not your Reaver Scout, your Poor Infantry or your Siege Tower or your Field Medic, Priscilla can be quite good to try and find those. Alternatively, like your promotes and stuff, which you might need later on. And then we have Naneki, resurrect a non-gold, non-permadeath unit. So again, she's good for bringing back the units that we need. And this one is targeted, whereas Field Medics are random. And this can be used to resurrect silvers, whereas Field Medic is only for bronzes. Then we have Margarita, Lau, and Tilly. This is such a fun card. Spawn a Banard Adept whenever a gold card appears on your side. So this is basically, it summons a 2-strength siege unit whenever a gold card appears on your side. So if you can get her out and have a whole row of Poor Infantry and then turn them all golden, then you're going to get a butt ton of Ard Adepts. And then if you have Promote in your hand, you can then promote all of the Ard Adepts that spawns and then spawn even more Ard Adepts. So you kind of see how that works. And with the, the Northern Realms ability, in doing that, you also give them all +2 strength. So it's good fun. And that's why she's such a good card in this deck and really very key to this strategy. Then onto our bronzes. We have our Poor Infantry. spawn 2 base copies of this unit on the same round. This is just to get a lot of power out to turn golden. And part of the reason this deck isn't so good at the moment is because these only have 2 strength, and lacerate is very common in the meta to, you know, counter consume monsters and stuff. So they can get lacerated, and it can be very frustrating if people remove them. We have 3 field medics resurrect a random bronze non-permadeath unit. So the random units it can resurrect are a Poor Infantry, which should be quite a few of in your graveyard. You could get a Siege Tower back, or you could get a Reaver Scout. And this is why we're kind of running Reaver Scouts in this deck, is just, as opposed to something like a Temerian Foot Soldier that you can use for deck thinning, Temerian Foot Soldiers aren't that useful if you resurrect them, whereas a Reaver Scout, if you resurrect a Reaver Scout, you can then use it to draw another field medic to try and resurrect the target that you want, for example. So that's why they're kind of in here as targeted draw, basically, so that even if you find these, you can use them to maybe draw the cards that you need. We have 2 promotes, which we can use to make our infantry gold, so that we have another option if we don't want to use our Henselt ability. And we have 1 lacerate, just like I say, it's good against, you know, a lot of the decks that are out there. But yeah, that's about it. Without further ado, I'll jump into a game and I'll show you this deck.
You want peace? Fight for it.
Okay, so we're up against Dagon, but Dagon doesn't necessarily mean weather. It's often actually consume monsters. In terms of our hand here, oh my gosh, we have so many gold cards. Shani, Geralt, Igni, and Triss. We have Priscilla. We have Naneki. We have a tower. We don't need both of these promotes. I think debomb is really good because often with consume you want to actually debomb them. I'm just wondering if we need this much resurrect. I think this is actually pretty good, this hand. We'll leave it at this and kind of see how it goes. For the opening hand, we're going to basically be playing out our siege towers, playing out our infantry, and kind of going from there. Unfortunately, you know, Triss won't kill the Arrakis. Arrakis are really annoying, so it is definitely consume monsters. But what we will do is we'll get our Poor Infantry out. I imagine an Ekimara or a Necker is coming out next, because effectively he wants to start spawning stuff for these Vran warriors to eat. That's kind of his objective. I mean, because we have debomb in hand, we're kind of okay with this. And there you go. So you see he eats one of those, it spawns another one, and that's kind of the gist of the deck. And that's kind of what he's going to be going for. I mean, the good news is we have Igni in hand. So, you know, if it does eat another one, we can just straight Igni his Vran. And that's quite nice. The other thing is, because he's been playing Arrakis, he doesn't actually, we'll promote these. He doesn't actually keep the Vran. Well, at the moment he keeps the Necker Warrior. Although, no, actually, I think he keeps the Arrakis because it's going to spawn another one. Yeah, at the moment he keeps the Necker Warrior, but as soon as another Arrakis has spawned, he'll keep the Arrakis.
You will see it.
Dream. So you can see he actually doesn't intend to win this round, which I can tell because he just gave me 10 points. But he also gave me Margarita, which is massive. And there comes another Arrakis, and then more come out. And he's on 37. I mean, we could Igni to secure this round. But with the number of points he would need to gain, I think I'm kind of happy passing. Like, he gave us 10 points, so I'm kind of feeling like he doesn't intend to. Although he could have actually played Weather, and it would have debuffed my turret. And this is something we have to be kind of aware of. And maybe that would have actually been the smart play, guarantee him the round. But I think we made the right read there because he passed, so that's good. And now we do have Margarita, which is really fun. And we can also, you know, target resurrect our infantry and our towers that we don't currently have. So I'll open with Priscilla, I think.
Bad idea.
And see what we've got. Promote or reinforce siege tower. We want the siege tower. And then we can always Neki some infantry, for example. And that's always nice. I'm just trying to think how many infantry did we play. I think we played 2 lots of infantry. So then, let me have a quick think. We played 2 lots of infantry. So we can, I'm just trying to figure out my reinforcements here. We can reinforcements 1 if we target resurrect them. So if we Naneki and then resurrect an infantry, we can then reinforcements this and get 3 more infantry. And we can also play Margarita this turn. I'm not super duper worried, all things told. So Karen, that's a very early Karen. We actually have debomb and Igni, so we can kill this Karen. We're gonna have to do it, you guys. It's too nice, you know. It's too nice. We'll continue playing our little strategy for now, and then we'll see what he does, and then we'll ruin his day, basically. Here comes Weather. pretty okay with this because we intend to frost. So it's
What can I
you
do
know,
for you?
sorry, we intend to golden these, so it's not such a big deal. We'll get Margarita out first, and then we will golden the front row. We could Shani some more infantry, to be honest, and then do it. What's he gonna caretaker? I don't think there's much good in here. He's got a siege tower and poor infantry. Like, what do you want? I imagine he'll take the poor infantry, just sorry, the siege tower, just so that I don't resurrect it. But I wasn't really intending on resurrecting it necessarily anyway. So let's do that.
Be glad to.
We'll get one more infantry out. And you'll notice he's a golden infantry, which triggers Margarita to spawn an adept. And because Shini's golden, we get one here too. And then we can Henselt this row, which will be good fun. And then we'll also T-bomb Igni him. And I feel like he's realized he's kind of scuppered himself with the frost. So let's do this. And then you'll notice this guy gets super buffed from all those golden cards. And we spawn 8 million Barn Adepts. And now we have 89 points in strength. So that's nice. And, I mean, if he ignis, we're going to lose 24, which is, you know, annoying. But at the same time, let's do this. And then we can igni him. And I feel like he must see it coming, right? If we're turning those golden, like, bad things are going to be happening to good enemies. But his problem is because he's frosted, he can't really gain much benefit from the neckers, so he kind of shot himself in the foot a little bit by doing that. Hey, look, it's Igni, and then we'll get another Barn Adept as well, which is always fun. We kill his Kieran, and
How did that incantation?
he should have won the first round. I think he scuppered himself, but it is what it is. Grave Hag eats what's in the graveyard. His necker gets like buffed, and we win the game. And you see, like, consume monsters, people are sick of it, but you know, if you read your opponent right and you play your cards right, even GFI can succeed. Anyway, we'll jump into another game and I'll show you guys this deck once more in all of its golden glory.
Squesme Evelian.
Men of Kedwen, attack!
Okay, so we got Francesca, which either means a super buffed single row or dwarfs, basically. We're gonna mulligan our Reaver Scouts. These are just kind of deck filler. We got Decoy and Triss. We have a Lacerate. I think we'll hold on to the Lacerate. We do not need this many field medics. What we really actually need right now is some freaking infantry, which we didn't find. Do we have Priscilla? I think we have Priscilla and Decoy. Okay, we can find the infantry, guys. It will be totally fine. Don't worry. I have faith.
Not a bad idea.
That is not infantry. Oh my gosh.
What do you want of me?
That is terrible. That's a terrible choice, Priscilla. How dare you?
Special prize.
Right, we gotta make the most out of this. Now, this is incredibly problematic because if I spawn 8 million units, she's gonna get super duper buffed. So yeah, not great. Because watch what happens when we do this.
Try to win them all, but you won't.
And we don't have Igni, so we can't just straight kill her either. We're in a kind of awkward position here. The good news is we did find our poor infantry, so potentially I'm actually tempted to just pass here. I mean, we're currently tied, so I'm happy with the tie. I'm passing. I don't want to play any more cards because I don't want to buff the Hawker Smuggler. And I have lots of nice points, which is nice. She should take the win.
All right.
Yeah, taking the win here was the right decision. It's going to be tough for us, I think, just because of how poor our mulligan was to try and win this. I mean, we do know that the field medic will resurrect poor infantry, so at least we can find those, which is nice. And we can always target resurrect Priscilla. We also got Yen, which is really good. We'll play her this turn. But the thing is, we still have to win 2 rounds, right? So that's where it's going to get tough. We also found a promote, which is super nice.
You crossed the wrong sorceress.
So we'll pop Yen out for now. This will hopefully make this a, you know, relatively short round. We have Margarita in hand as well, but I think we'll look to play her on the 3rd round. So we'll pop a field medic, which should resurrect some poor infantry. And then we can get some more poor infantry with the other field medic. But then our question is, how do we find our infantry after that? This is where it gets problematic, you see? Is whether we have enough points.
Death awaits us all.
I'll defend it, all right?
She is super reliant on this card. If we had a, if we, you know, got Priscilla or, and found a D-bomb, like, she's basically putting all of her eggs in one basket. You gonna keep playing cards or are you gonna pass? She's thinking about it. What does Francesca want to do? I think she thinks that she can take both. Oh no, she's chosen to pass. Okay, so let me just do some quick maths here. If we promote here, we should get 2, 4, 6, and another 6. So we'll get 12 points, which will win us the round. So let's do that. And I'm actually really happy that she passed, because I was in a definite predicament if she'd gone heavy here of how I was going to win the last round. As it is, we take a card disadvantage. She keeps a 15, but we do have options to try and find Debomb or Igni, either through resurrecting Priscilla, and depending on what we draw here, a Reaver Scout. Ugh, not the most useful card in the world. Right, Field Medic, give me...
Like a swine in that
There we go. I was going to say give me Poor Infantry, which is nice. Let me have a wee look in the graveyard what we've got. Okay, we don't have any more Field Medics, so the Reaver Scout we can only really target the Poor Infantry with. I have to hope she doesn't have a Lacerate. Lacerate is always problematic for us here. So we will put this guy out. Then we'll Reaver Scout the Poor Infantry, pop Margarita out, gold in the row. And then... Oh, you bitch! Well, now you can't do Margarita, so
I told you
it's
so, you
fine.
idiot.
Let's get some more Reaver Scouts
Try
out.
to win them all, but you won't.
Not Reaver Scouts, Poor Infantry. Oh, words are hard, you guys. I think we need to Shani the Priscilla, basically. We'll play Margarita, because Margarita is really nice for golden card effects. We hope she doesn't have decoy. If she decoys, then our golden strategy is kind of borked.
Everything all right?
It's... Oh, Alzur's Thunder. Of course, of course.
Well, it's war.
Well, we'll bring her back.
7
I was
lanes,
going to bring back
blowing
Priscilla,
dust.
but I think we need to go for Margarita, because it's just...
We can trust you.
It's worth so many points is the thing, because she's going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Have
14
strength, my
points.
love.
And we might not get, you know,
Everything
D-bomb or
alright?
whatever we need. So that's kind of annoying. Oh my gosh. Are you quite finished?
Got business for me?
Oh, okay, this is going to be a problem. Okay, we're not going to do this yet, because she's going to get super buffed. So we'll actually Triss this, and then we'll Lacerate to kill the Hawker Smuggler. Because we need to do that before we Henselt, because otherwise she'll get so many points from the Poor Infantry and the Barn Adepts.
not let this become a second Sidon.
Of course, as you wish, master.
Oh, come on. Please don't buff her. If she buffs the Hawker Smuggler, which is what she should do, she's going to be in such a nice position. Yeah, unfortunate. And we don't have D-bomb either. Let's just Lacerate this row. I mean, we are ahead, but for each,
We
you
ought to
know,
help one
golden
or the
dude that
other.
we summon, she's going to summon one too. We'll gold in the front row.
Kedwen!
It's worth too many points for us not to do it, but the problem is we're only 4 behind here. And she definitely has 4 points in hand. Yeah, we needed the D-bomb, and we didn't have it for this round. But that's unfortunate. You know, I think we gave it our best, and it just wasn't quite enough when push came to shove. We did have cards in here to counter her strategy. We just, you know, didn't find them. And we had tough draw at the beginning. But that happens, and like I say, you don't always win. But this is the golden fucking infantry deck. I think it's really fun to play. Just like when it works, it's so much fun and it works so well that, you know, I really, really enjoy playing it. And I mean, you win some and you lose some, and that's kind of what happens in Gwent. And I don't mind showcasing my losses, so long as I think the game is good. And I think we played the best that we could, considering we had no infantry to begin with. Anyway, I've been Jagras, and this has been Gwent, and if you like this video, do hit that thumbs up button, guys. Beyond that, you know, you can find me live streaming Gwent at twitch.tv/Jagras, and on Twitter @Jagras. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!